Hey guys, I'm Heather Prasansky from heatherprasanskycoaching.com. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a big difference between being an employee, and an entrepreneur. For some reason I couldn't say employee, it just couldn't even come out of my mouth. I was like, employee, right? It's so funny. But the biggest difference between being an employee and an entrepreneur, and one of those big differences is just the fact that as an entrepreneur, you have to market yourself, right? As an employee, your company is taking care of the marketing for you. You might even work for the marketing department, but even so, the company is still really taking care of that marketing for you. When you own your own business, all of a sudden, you become the marketing department, the operations department. You become the boss. You might even be the worst boss you've ever had, right? You're the hardest on yourself, harder than anybody has ever been. And so this really cool blog came across my email this morning. It's by Christine Kane. If you guys don't know her, it's christinekane.com. She was one of my very first mentors, very first coaches. And she just has in here the psychology of going from employee to business owner. And she's pointing out things that when you were an employee, you had a boss. So you had somebody to hold you accountable. You had deadlines that you had to reach. When you are an entrepreneur, you don't have any of these things, right? You don't have targets other than the ones that you build for yourself. And for some reason, we hold ourselves less accountable to the targets we set for ourselves than we do to the ones that are set for us when we are an employee. So really important that we are holding ourselves to the same standard. But one of the biggest realizations that I had in reading this was that when you are an employee, you don't have to market your products and services. You don't have to go out there. You are serving people. So even when I was in sales, right? When I was in sales, they still filtered through some of the leads to us. Even when I was in outside sales and they didn't even filter the leads to us, we still weren't really marketing ourselves all that much. We were networking and we were taking the marketing that the bank had, right? When I was in outside sales, I was in banking and mortgages. And we would take that to the clients. I mean, really and truly, I never learned to market myself until I was in marketing and even further into when I was an entrepreneur. Now, what I really got to thinking was I'm in the middle of this project of wanting to talk to 100 people, and I just want to go through coaching conversations with 100 people, right? Just no pressure, just sort of giving these coaching conversations. And the goal for me is to uncover and to determine really what the masses are struggling with so that I can create the very best content within Step Up Society. What I realized when I started to do this outreach was that holy crap, this was so much easier when I was in corporate, because in corporate, they had these lists and databases of hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people that I could just pick up the phone and call. Now I'm thinking I have to actually brainstorm where I'm going to find these people. And I'm like, crap, I can't just pick up the phone and start calling 50 to 100 people, because if I go through my contacts in my phone, I maybe have 25, 30 people in there, if that, right? I mean, geez, I'm a millennial, so I text. I don't even call my friends, right? My husband didn't even know my phone number up until a couple of years ago because it was just in the phone. He'd just go you're Heather in my phone, right? So the funny thing is that, it affects us all differently. For me, I came from a marketing background. Marketing wasn't as much of a challenge as my self-confidence was, and as it was the fact that, these companies had these huge databases of people that we could reach out to, right? So even when I was in mortgages, I could go into that bank and I could start looking at people's accounts, who had mortgages at other financial institutions. I'm going to call them up. I'm going to meet with them. I'm going to see if we can do better. I'm going to see when their renewal is. I'm going to build my own little database. I had these resources at my hands. And when you are when you have a business, when you're an entrepreneur, you don't have these resources. You have to create them. And so the thing is, when we are planning and when we're putting our plans into place, we sometimes fail to realize the effort that it's going to take to get us to the point where we can even start, right? I mean, geez, for me in this 100 call challenge, I'm my starting point actually has to be before where I would have started when I was in a career. My starting point has to actually be finding people to reach out to, right? And so I reach out to people and I say hey, who do you know who might be a good fit for this? If you're on my Facebook, you probably are going to or have already received a message from me asking like, hey, I'm doing this project. Who do you know that might be a good fit for this? Because I don't have enough contacts, right? Like I don't know enough people to get 100 people on the phone who would benefit from coaching right now, right here in this moment, and have something going on in their lives, right? If you guys know of anyone, send them my way. Send me a message, send me an email, whatever it is. I want to talk to people. But I thought that was really, really interesting because I think a lot of people too, they love the idea of being creative in their business, but then they kind of go like marketing what? They're sort of like, oh man, I was kind of sitting back and hoping that I didn't have to market this. I was kind of just sitting back and hoping that people would come to me. Right? And so it's actually funny because at one point in my Facebook group, Freedom Business Factory, I asked people, what would be your definition of success? Like, what would that look like to you? And the most popular answer was that they had people coming to them and seeking them out. And what does that tell me? They don't want to market, right? Like they don't want to be doing the work of getting clients and getting customers. And here's the thing, right? I mean, that doesn't just happen. And eventually, yeah, maybe you can get to this crux, get to this point where people are seeking you out. But if you're coming from this place of, I had one person one time, we ultimately decided she was not a good fit to work with me. But during a discovery call, she said to me, like, I just want to put my stuff out there and I want people to come. I'm not going to waste my time marketing. I want to be spending all my time doing what I love. And I said, cool, so what marketing firm are you hiring? And she was like, no, I don't have any money to hire a marketing firm. Cool, so you need to market yourself, right? Like you can't just expect to put yourself out there into the world, to maybe post about it a couple times, and then just expect the phone to be ringing off the hook. 97% of people don't even know that they need something to fix the problems that they have. They don't even know that there's a solution to the problems that they have out there, right? Like most people are like, what the heck is coaching? I don't even understand this. Like, what do you help me do? And so I have to actually walk them through the process. And the way that I do that is just by showing them and by doing coaching with them so that they are getting some sort of breakthrough so that they can feel it into themselves and they can say, I really like this. Can I have more of it, right? But in order for me to do that, I need to actually talk to them. I need to actually have a conversation with them. It's crazy. It's crazy notion, right? So I want you to think about that. I want you to think, like, how much time in your business are you actually doing? Are you actually taking to market to people? And do you feel like marketing is yucky, right? Like, do you feel like marketing is just not your thing? You're just not into it. I want you to turn your thinking around a little bit because marketing is actually a service. You're actually going out there and you're telling people like, hey, you're suffering with this. Well, I have something that can help you. And I don't even care what it is that you sell. I used to sell leggings. And so really you could say, well, nobody really needs funky pattern leggings, right? But yeah, some people do. Some people loved them. Some people loved the fact that they were one size fits most, right? So they fit my size 0 friend as well as they fit people who are size like 14, right? So they fit this like wide range with one size. So, oh my gosh, your problem is you need an easy gift idea. Awesome, I've got you covered, right? Because you know it's going to fit. Or, oh my gosh, like you're not sure, like you're losing weight and so you need new clothes because your pants are falling off of you, but you're losing weight, so you don't really want to invest in a whole much. Like, awesome, I've got you covered. I've got your problem solved, right? What problems do you solve? Think about your marketing as going out and solving people's problems, showing them that there's a solution to their problem, releasing them of the stress, releasing them of that energy that they are feeling around the anxiety around these decisions. Like if you just lost a bunch of weight and you're like, I'm going to continue to lose, I don't really want to spend like a whole bunch of money on new clothes, but like, geez, I can't walk around just holding my pants up or like wearing a belt but looking like I'm wearing a diaper because my pants are so loose, right? Like they may not even know that there's a solution out there that is going to kind of allow them to shrink with them and they can still wear it when they're really, really small. They can still wear it if they gain more weight, like whatever it is, right? So don't think of marketing as something that's sleazy. The more people you talk to, the more people you are serving, the more people you're making aware that like, hey, you have this problem, I can help you with this. So think of it as a service, okay? So those are my thoughts for today. I'm getting a little bit long-winded here, but I really want to tell you again, I know you're probably sick of hearing about it, but I want to tell you again about Step Up Society, because Step Up Society is where you can get in and you can start walking through clarifying your vision, knowing which steps to take. We're going to teach you inside, step by step by step by step, which steps do you need to take in order to reach your goals with regards to your life, your relationships, your family, your business, your wealth, right? All inside of Step Up Society. We're going to teach you how to up-level your skills and give you that training. And if I'm not an expert, I'm going to bring in somebody who is an expert in that particular topic so that you guys can get exactly what it is that you need. We're going to help you to optimize your environment so that you can flourish and grow at a much greater pace. And we're also going to help you master your psychology so that your own mind, which is the biggest thing that is going to hold you back. Think about what we just looked at with regards to marketing, right? I never thought that I needed mindset work, but what I realized was that mindset work is just changing the way that you think, right? And so mastering your psychology in the terms of, we just talked about different ways to think about marketing, right? That is part of mastering your psychology, thinking about things in a different way and thinking about things in a different light to allow you to remove your blocks and move forward with what it is you need to do to reach your goals. So you need to be inside. It's only $97 a month. It's less than the cost of a Frappuccino a day. You just have to do it. There's no excuses. Nobody can say I can't afford it, because everyone can afford it. So it's heatherbrzezinskicoaching.com/Step Up Society. I will see you inside. I'm so excited, and we'll see you there. Okay, bye.